G'day Bomber fans, well book your plane tickets, the 2025 fixture is out and oh boy, we are in the spotlight. I don't really understand why we're in the spotlight, but we've been given a lot of coverage for season 2025. Thank you AFL, I guess, I'm not going to complain. It is a tough draw, don't get me wrong, but I like it, I'm happy with it. 4 Thursday night games, 3 Friday night games, some massive marquee matches, a place in opening round, and that's just in the first 15 rounds of the season. There's lots more to come, lots to discuss as well today, so let's go game by game and whiz right through it. Alrighty, so we start a little earlier than most teams. We are a part of opening round this year, and that's pretty exciting. We haven't done that before. A game at Metricon against the Suns isn't really anything to get too keen for, but for it to be an opening round, I'm going to take that every day of the week, starting early with the footy world watching on a Saturday afternoon. Sign me up, I'm pretty keen for this game. Opening round is fun, but playing a Friday night game in round 1 is funner, and it's awesome. We're primetime Bombers this year, and it really starts here against our rivals Hawthorn. This is one of the biggest games of the year for us, definitely top 5 or 6. This is one we should really be getting out to. It's an Essendon away game, but get those tickets early so we can have a lot of red and black in the crowd. The Hawks haven't beaten us in a while, but this is their best chance to do so they will be raring to go. Round 2, we go up against the Adelaide Crows at the MCG yet again. We don't play much at Marvel early, and this is a weird one, by the way. We do host the Crows, no surprises there, but hosting them at the MCG is very rare. In fact, it hasn't happened since 1995. We've only played them 3 times at the MCG, and we've won every time, so that is good. This is a Saturday afternoon game, and it's a good chance for a win as well. Right, well, we play both South Australian teams early because just the next week, 5-day break, we play Port Adelaide at Marvel Stadium. This is our first Thursday night match of the season, definitely not our last, and it's another home game, back-to-back. Our first at Marvel. Look, neither of these games are really that big for you guys, but for a South Aussie like me, this is the difference between getting absolutely roasted by friends or not. And by the way, this is the last time that we play these 2 teams for the season. In fact, these 3 teams that I've discussed, we don't play Hawthorn, Adelaide, or Port Adelaide again for the rest of the year. Round 4, it's massive. This is the one you guys want to hear about. It is the bye. We have the first bye of the year. A huge occasion. We get to sit back on the couch with our feet up and laugh at the misfortune of other teams for the round, so that is going to be fun. Get keen for this one. I'll be heading it over to Melbourne for it. Round 5, it's Gather Round, my favourite round of the year. If you guys haven't got out to Adelaide for this, I suggest you do. It's really fun. The city really comes alive. You walk through Rundle Mall and see footy players just hanging out with other players from different teams. I was walking into work last year and I had to let Dave Barham walk by me. It's just so random. It's great vibes. We play Melbourne on the Saturday doubleheader. Ours is the headline at night at Adelaide Oval. Really fun. Get keen for this one. We won against them in our first Gather Round game back in 2023, so hopefully this time around it's the same. Round 6, we have our second Friday night game of the year. We go from Adelaide to Perth. It's a Friday night clash against the West Coast Eagles. 4:10 over there, so it would be, what, 7:40 in Melbourne? I don't really know. You guys can let me know in the comments. But yeah, Friday night game against a mini rival. Hopefully the Eagles are up and about under Mick Walter. Could be a fun game. It was fun last year. And round 7, I mean, this is the big one. There is no home and away game bigger than Anzac Day for any team. This is the one that you kind of need to see at least once in your life if you're an Essendon or Collingwood fan. It's on a Friday this year, but it's not a night game. This is just as good as it gets for footy games and occasions. This and Dreamtime are the ones I really look forward to every year. It's a Collingwood home game this season. We go from the biggest game of the home and away season to a Thursday night kickabout with North Melbourne. It's a fun little rivalry, I guess. It's a little one-sided, but North could get better. Who knows? I'm a bit confused as to why this is a Thursday night game, but I mean, I'm not going to complain about free-to-air TV coverage. Eyes on us. Hopefully it's another belting. Fun fact, this is our 9th game of the year, but just the 2nd at Marvel. That changes in a bit, though. Just thought that was a bit fun for now. Round 9 might be a bit of a tough one. We play the runners-up at Marvel Stadium. Sydney are going to be a tough team to beat, but at Marvel, you never know. We've had some really good games against the Swans in the past. Hopefully this rivalry heats up again. This is a longer break, by the way. We go from Thursday to Saturday. This is a Saturday afternoon game. We stick around at Marvel to play the Western Bulldogs, who historically have had the upper hand against us, but last year we got the chocolates against them. This is a Saturday night game. This is an away match for us, but we do play the Dogs twice this year. The next time is at an unconfirmed date in round 20. That one's our home game, but the confirmed away game is a Saturday night match. Alright, this is the other big one for me, Dreamtime at the G, and now it's always been a Saturday night against Richmond. We do play Richmond, and it's still at the MCG, but this time it's actually on a Friday night for the first time, which is really interesting. They've changed it around, and maybe this will bring in a bigger crowd and more eyes on us. I don't mind it. I wonder how it's going to affect the long walk with people coming from work and whatnot, but it will be interesting, and obviously Friday night footy is where everyone sits down to watch. I like it. It might try and get out to this one as well. A game I definitely won't be attending is Brisbane at the Gabba. I know a few of you guys are keen for this because you live up north. I've seen the comments, so good for you, and hopefully you get out to support the boys. I know you've said you will, but I am scared of this team up there. This could be a really tough game. I don't really remember the last time we even played Brisbane in Melbourne. I feel like we always play them up there and get beaten. It's just a tough team to play right now. This game's on a Thursday night, so we go from Saturday night to Friday night to Thursday night. Round 13, this is the game I'm going to be booking tickets for ASAP. I actually haven't been able to get out to one of these ones yet. It's the King's Birthday Eve. I mean, I love it already. It's the 3rd edition, and it's getting bigger and bigger every year. We get to play our fierce rivals Carlton at the MCG in front of a huge crowd. I am bloody keen to get out to this one, so sign me right up. Round 14, we play Geelong. This is another Saturday twilight game. I'm not sure if this is still labelled as the country match or not, but it is at the MCG. Now, this is not the last time we play the Cats, unfortunately. We played them twice, and unfortunately, as we've known for a few days, the next time we play them is at a pretty bad oval for us, but we'll get to that one soon. Round 15, yet another Thursday night game. We also got to Perth again, so we play 2 games in Perth, and we don't actually host a WA-based team at home, which is odd. So we play 2 SA-based teams in Melbourne and 2 WA-based teams in Perth. I can't remember the last time that would have happened. This is a Thursday night game at Optus, 6 p.m, so it's going to be really late for us in the other states. It's going to be past some bedtimes in Melbourne. Round 16, I know you guys have been waiting for this one. This is massive. We don't have 1 bye this year. We have 2 byes. Why have 1 when you can have 2? What a joyous day. Round 17, we'll be playing the first team we meet again. Gold Coast will come to Marvel. Happy with this. We can enact revenge after that Mac Andrew game last year, and surely we beat them this time round. A little grudge match, especially if opening round is good. Round 18, we luckily get to play Richmond for the 2nd time, and if you had to pick a team to play twice this year, it is Richmond. They were pretty bad last year, and they've lost half their team, so we'll be playing them at the MCG, hopefully winning both these games. This is a game we can look forward to with a little bit of confidence, which is rare. Round 19, we have a fun game. It's taken a while to get here, but we got the Jake Stringer matchup against his old team. It's Essendon and GWS at Marvel Stadium. The matchup between these 2 teams really kind of depends on where it's played historically. If it's GWS at home, we lose. If we're at home, we usually win. But remember, Stringer does love Marvel, and that is where he is at here, just in different colours. Back-to-back Marvel games, which is rare for our fixture. It is Essendon against the Dogs in round 20 for the 2nd time this year. This one is an Essendon home game, so 2 home matches in a row. It's also 4 Melbourne games in a row, which is a nice little run because we aren't in Melbourne for as long as we were at stages last year. Round 21 is not in Melbourne. It is unfortunately another game against the Sydney Swans, and this one's at the SCG, so this one's going to be a tough one to watch, I reckon. They're a hard team to beat anyway, but at the SCG, it's really tough. This is the toughest double matchup we have for the season, I reckon, playing the Swans twice. I mean, I know I said the Swans twice is rough, but the Cats is no easy beat either, especially when you got to travel down to play them in bloody Geelong. We're at Cardinia Park for our 2nd game against the Cats, so chalk this one down as a loss. I'm not keen for this one at all. Round 23 is the first time we play St Kilda for the season. It's our 2nd to last game, but it's the only time we can say we've played every team. So we played the Saints at Marvel in front of a home crowd. It's not our last home game of the year, though. Round 24, I mean, depending on how our year goes, this could be an absolute ripper of a game. It's Essendon against Carlton at the MCG. I mean, if both of these teams are up and about, this could be a really hot game of footy. We're going to have to wait and see, though. The fixture for this one won't be released until late into the season. Alright, so that's our fixture as a whole. Some little things to note. The teams we play twice this year are Sydney, Geelong, Carlton, the Western Bulldogs, Gold Coast, and Richmond. Now, the Tigers twice is great, but the rest is honestly pretty tough, to be honest. You've got 3 teams that I think will be in premiership contention, and then the Dogs and the Suns will be fighting for spots in the 8, you'd think. So that is actually pretty hard. It's a good challenge, especially when you combine it with our time slots. We play 4 Thursday night games, 3 Friday night games, not including Anzac Day, by the way, which is on a Friday. We play Anzac Day, we play the King's Birthday Eve, we got Saturday night blockbusters for Gather Round against the D's and opening round against the Suns. Most of our games will be on free-to-air TV in the first 15 rounds. In fact, we haven't actually been scheduled for a graveyard Sunday time slot next year. We have one Sunday game, and it's the King's Birthday Eve. So we are well and truly in the spotlight. Don't ask me why. I don't really think we deserve it, but we are. We're going to be one of the most watched teams across the comp in 2025, so you better hope we're decent. That's the fun thing, though. There is going to be serious pressure on us to perform. Teams that play on Saturday and Sunday afternoons can hide away with poor performances, but when you play 8 Thursday or Friday games out of 16. That is where you can't really hide. So the pressure is on us next year. I don't know. I like the fixture personally. It is tough. It's been graded as the 5th hardest on Fox Footy, the 7th hardest from the AFL site, despite us missing finals. So it's definitely harder than you would have liked. But I would rather us have a tough fixture than an easy one. You can make finals with an easy, favourable draw, but when you do it with a tougher one, you actually deserve to be there, and you know that you do. And that's what I want. Not to limp over the line thanks to double games against North and Richmond. If we make finals next year, we deserve it, and that's why I'm a fan of this. But that's all. Let me know what you think down below. Interesting draw. Big primetime winners. Cheers for watching. Like, subscribe, and go Bombers.